Hit that. Fix this. We're ready to go. We're up and rolling.
Got my coffee ready. I fell asleep 10 times during the first half of that match.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. Got the coffee to sustain this video. Hopefully this is not as boring as the first half of football.
It won't be.
Yeah.
It won't be.
Hello and welcome again to the adventures of the Red, the White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel. He is Jason, and together we are Red, White, Blues podcast. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Wild adventures today. Just forewarn everybody, I have all the dogs in this room with me right now. So if things start going crazy or the shit hits the fan at some point, it wouldn't surprise me.
They needed some comfort after watching that shit show.
They were literally trying to jump through the glass door after the first half was over with.
Yeah, man, I love how we're the Red, White, Blues podcast, and we literally have like the only blue that's behind me. Like the only blue on the podcast is behind me on the wall.
Yes.
Daniel and I are not repping the colors of the team or America at the moment.
I'm repping my college team, so that's so I don't know.
Maybe we should just internally call ourselves the Blues Brothers.
I'm okay with that.
Like we're the new Blues Brothers, but we can't like trademark that at all.
No,
just because
it's probably already
that already exists, and we're not nearly as funny as them. Even though I think we are, but we're not.
Yeah, man. But hey, we won 2-1, albeit that goal at the end sort of dampers. I mean, like the first half was already bad enough.
Yeah.
And then the goal at the end just dampered what little bit of niceness we had during the match. So
I was thinking Chelsea is like got to be one of the only teams that can win and still like make me utterly disappointed in everything that I have like watched up until the point. Even if we win, I'm like, my God, we suck. We are terrible at everything. Dude, there was one corner in this match. There was literally one corner.
And it was like at the very end, too.
Yes, it was in the 90th minute. I sent Daniel a text like in the first half. I was like, why are we not at least trying to win corners? Like they were doing a good job of shutting down all of our lanes. Not that it's that hard against Dewsbury, but like they were doing a good job of shutting down all the lanes in front of their box. We literally, you sent me the stat, we were in their box 4 times in the first half.
4 times.
Why are we not using the wings and winning free kicks and winning, or at least winning free kicks off the corner? Because this ref was insane. Like, I don't know why we don't.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No. You thought he had a good first half? Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I was going to say he had a good match up until like the last 15 minutes or so when he just started handing out yellow cards like freaking candy to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, hadn't called anything all match and then just starts calling everything.
There were several times, though, where I thought there was like a deserved free kick somewhere on the pitch. He just declined.
Yeah.
Like you said, he didn't call anything until the end. And then, he gave them 4 yellow cards.
Gave Enzo a yellow card that I'm still not sure what he got a yellow card.
The ghost yellow card. Wow.
Yeah, the ghost. Yeah, just like, I mean, it was just a handsy shoving match and Enzo gets a yellow card. So, whatever. Cool. Whatever you want to do, ref. You just had to make yourself known at some point in this match, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It is what it is. But hey, look, let's just take from it what it is. We won. I don't really know how. This is the thing too. When we win, like when we drew with who was that? When Reese was it Bournemouth? When Reese had the free kick like at the death to win, and you're sort of just like, or to tie rather to draw.
Yeah.
And then this match, like Reese's shot. Look, great shot, whatever, cool. But it wasn't like great. Like it wasn't like this banger, that just went in. And then Enzo shot. That was a great play.
It just kind of rolled right in.
Yeah.
I don't know what I guess the goalie couldn't see or something. I mean, it was so far out that maybe
Yeah, that's
because he reacted really late to it. But like,
he did.
Yeah, Reese is like probably 10 yards outside the 18-yard box, and then just, I mean, he hits it okay, but it's like you said, it didn't look that powerful.
Yeah,
it didn't look threatening at all, and just rolls right in to the left post or to the left corner, and the goalie just reacted crazy late to it. It was wild.
It was a wild goal, and it wasn't like. But that's the thing is, like, I text you whenever he scored. I was like, well, at least we finally shot the ball. You know, like, look what happens. It goes in sometimes when you shoot it. You know, you can't score unless you shoot. So
not even from inside the box either.
I know. Really, I mean,
that was one of the things you and I talked about. Daniel and I usually are like texting like crazy to each other during a match when we both get to watch, and it was pretty silent for most of the first half.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, because there's nothing to talk about. Because literally every time we would go forward, they would pass the ball backward.
Yep.
Anytime.
Every time.
Instead of like you would see somebody kind of make a run, like a layoff pass, and then like 3 people would run, and then that's like nothing would happen. But we didn't use the width of the pitch. We tried to use everything through the middle. Like we didn't use the wings. But like also Gusto played on the left wing today.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, I get
and then he was flanked by Dudu. So it's like
the left side was just it was irrelevant. It was completely irrelevant, the left side. And the right side was irrelevant because Maresca just said, hey, Tyreek, go out there and I want you to stand as close to the sideline as you can possibly stand and don't move.
Yeah.
And that's what he did the entire first half.
Well, he would often find himself like in the middle or on the left as well. Like, I guess he was in a free roaming position. I don't know. He was all over the pitch today sometimes. And I was like, what?
Well, the second half, they moved him to center forward, false nine.
Good.
However you want to look at it. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's where he was wanting to play anyway.
I mean, like, he did better. I mean, like, he got an assist from that position. So, I mean, like,
exactly.
It is what it is. But yeah, the whole setup of the team, and it was like we tried to force the ball to Palmer, and then if Palmer couldn't do anything, he would pass it to somebody, and they would just pass it back. And that was the entire first half. And like nothing happened. Like 70-something% possession, and we had one shot, wasn't even on target. They had 2 shots, and one of them was on target, albeit it wasn't a great shot, but it was still on target. And they had
our only shots on target were goals. I think we had 5 total shots, and the two on target with the goals.
Jeez, man, that's just so freaking.
Hey, but we had 92% passing accuracy.
Yeah,
they need to say that there needs to be a clarification on passing. Because sure,
sideways
us just passing laterally or backwards, counts as an accurate pass. Like I need to know like how many of those passes were forward and how many of those were accurate. That's what I want to know in the breakdown of that stat.
Yeah, because I mean, at some points we were trying to play over the top balls, you know, and it's just like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like, you text me that in the match, like, oh, that over the top ball really worked well there.
Like, Bob was trying to kick it over the top at the start of the match, and of course, it never went to where it needed to go.
Never went to where it needed to go. No.
Oh my god. I have not missed Bob at all.
No.
Like watching him play, I was nervous the whole time. He did some Superman stuff. Daniel texted me.
He did.
Bob did the punch in the air where he's got to like lay full out to do it. And Daniel's like, oh, Superman Sanchez is back.
He is.
I was like, I hate this version of Superman.
It's the worst iteration of Superman ever.
Like, what multiverse is this, man?
God,
I hate this guy.
It's a pretty crappy multiverse, man, whichever one it is. But I don't know. It was just the first half was so bad. In the second half, we came out, we scored quick, and then, I mean, we still dominated. I mean, in a way, I mean, they still had just as many big chances created as we did.
Oh, man.
They had just as many shots on target as we did. So it's like, yeah, we dominated possession, but that's honestly like one of the few stat lines we, dominated in. That's it. I mean, in passing, if you consider that, we had more.
Yeah.
We had 666 passes, Jason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about what that means in conspiracy land on next episode.
Oh man, but yeah, it's just. And then I guess the last goal was great. I appreciate the last goal a lot because it was Nkuku and Kukurea double teamed the guy. It was a great press. Kukurea deflected the ball and Kuku got it, made a great pass to George, and then George pulled it back to Enzo, who slotted it home. So it was a great play. I loved every bit of that.
We pressed as a team. I think I don't know, somebody on the right, Palmer may have like ran the ball down, or somebody on the right ran it down to force the goalkeeper to pass it out like shallow to his right, and then like you said, he was double teamed, didn't catch the ball, and George runs it into the box and then cuts back for Enzo, who just perfect side footed, right off the pass. It was awesome.
I do love when Enzo scores, because I will say this about Enzo: he's very helter skelter, up and down, hot and cold. Like, he has good matches, and he'll go through a spell where he has 2 or 3 where it's not bad matches. He just doesn't do anything really. But like, nobody, I think, plays for the badge harder than Enzo does. Like, the passion that he has for Chelsea is just unmatched. I mean, even by our own captain, Reece James. Like, I feel like Enzo is Chelsea through and through. Like, he understands what it means to play for us, and that I can respect. And that is one person Maresca has progressed in their footballing. It's Enzo. He has come a long ways under Maresca, and you can say that. So.
I do think that the midfield overall, and it is unfortunate Lavia got hurt. But I do think the midfield, like those 3, like Enzo, I agree. He's really kind of come into his own, and especially after we read about like the closed door team, like player only meeting after the Brighton losses. And he like emerged as one of the leaders in that meeting apparently, and maybe he has been this whole time, but like you could see his poise really taking shape on the pitch, and so I think that's just to echo what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. I see that too, and it is nice to see somebody like Enzo step up, and I do like. I believe him when he steps up. Yes. Like, there have been like some players on the team that I'm like, I don't think they could lead us. But Enzo, I do see as current / like really good future leader of the team. And I know Reece is the captain, but Reece is kind of one of the old guys now in some ways, even though he's very young.
Vice captain. So I mean,
and he's the vice captain. Yeah.
So I mean, when Reece inevitably gets injured again, Enzo will be the captain.
Wouldn't be surprised if Enzo winds up being the captain next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It was just a, good goal, good times. And I mean, our midfield has improved. Caicedo is having, I think, one of the most overlooked, underrated seasons ever. Like the season he's having. Now, the only bad thing is, I don't know. Well, I guess I'll wait till we talk about Leicester to bring that up. Just remind me to bring up a point about Caicedo when we talk about Leicester in a minute. But the only other thing that really happened in this match was we inevitably let in a goal, because we always do. If Bob is in goal, they're going to score. Terrible marking by Dudu Dewsbury, Colwell, Sanchez with the worst effort I've ever seen at trying to save a ball. If the ball's in the back of the net, he jumps at it and dives.
Yeah.
Like, just terrible off a set piece. Didn't we hire a set piece coach specialist, Jason, that was supposed to fix these problems?
That sounds familiar, but we hire so many people that are supposed to do things that don't. I can't keep them all straight at this point.
I can't either, man. It is just like we hire a specialist for this and then nothing changes. So
yeah,
I don't know. We hire goalkeeper specialist coach. He sucks.
Sorry. Yeah, dude. I just saw that Tottenham lost their game.
They did. They lost 1-0. They only had one shot on target. So, or one shot. It might have just been one shot on goal, and it was like.
I really don't want to be compared to Tottenham. Sorry, I interrupted.
I don't need him. No, you're good, man. You're good. Whatever. I don't care. Let Tottenham be Tottenham. They suck. So.
Yeah. There were a couple times, like, we have sacrificed a lot of defense in order to play wide and move the ball forward.
Wait,
Like,
move the ball forward?
oh, sorry. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't attack very well, do we? That was a major complaint of the first half. But yeah, like, supposedly that's what we're supposed to be doing. Thank you, Daniel. But like, the defense is killing me. Like, it is.
Yeah.
It's almost like it is a second thought, and we just can't. I mean, we're watching it every game. We barely have a clean sheet. I think even the announcer said that we only had one clean sheet in the conference league, even though we kind of dominated it or something like that. Like, this is getting outrageous. Like, it can't. As much as I want to fully blame Bob, and I do think Bob is definitely a liability in goal, our defense is just as big of a liability.
Yep.
And like, it is infuriating to watch it happen, because this team, like, for all of their sitting back, teams just know how to play against us. You said it last episode, like, teams have figured this out. And we haven't figured out other teams, especially low blocks. And you even sent me that text today. Like, why are we 2/3 into the season? We haven't figured out how to break down a low block. And it is infuriating. Like, I am so over it.
It is one of the most infuriating things. And that was, like, not to harp on this because I don't like to go back to it, but like, when Tuchel was here, that was at least the one thing we knew that we had.
Yeah.
Like, we had a good defense, and we were, like, if we could score one goal under Tuchel, we would have a pretty good shot at winning. If we scored 2 goals, it was pretty much an automatic win. Because we might concede one, but we weren't going to concede more than 1 or 2 goals a match. And most of the time, we were going to keep clean sheets. And so, like, and I've always said this on this podcast, I'm a big proponent of building from the back. You get a good goalkeeper, you get solid defenders, and then you build around that, and you build through your midfield, and you build through your striker, and then you sort of build around those. But you build, I mean, it's basics football in 101. So you build a spine like Liverpool did, and then you just go with it. So,
right.
I don't know.
I like, and one of the things that is, I mean, you, like, to your point, like, a great point, like, with Tuchel, we knew we could win with 1 goal because we knew we could defend it. Right. And like, we have to score multiple and then pray that it will work out.
Yeah.
And that leads to, like, once the other team scores, because they scored decently late.
Yeah.
Once they score, I am on edge because I like, and like most of our other fans, because we don't trust in our defense. That only emboldens the other team. Like, if I believe they can score, they definitely believe they can score. And I think that is really dangerous, because once another team gets a goal on us, they know it doesn't. I mean, like, how many times have we been up in the first 15 minutes of a match?
Yep.
And like, we used to be, it's such a good point that you made, because we used to be able to count on that defense, because the theory is, against a low block team, right? Like, if you could score early, if you could find a way to score early, it opens up the game, and then that plays to our strength. Right now, we don't have the strength of that because we can't defend. And that is probably been one of the biggest disappointments of this season, is like the breakdown in defense, and how easy other teams have figured us out, and how little we've done to adapt to that, to the new paradigm of the second half of the season. All the teams know what to do against us, and it's very easy to watch the tape. And we are so predictable and so predictably bad in defense, and they know exactly how to come at us, that, like, we're always on edge watching it once the other team scores. And then also, if another team scores first, it's been a weird season because we score first a lot. But once the other team scores first, I don't know how much I think we can win it. There's just no belief. And the other teams have the belief. So that's the thing. Like, we are so easy to give away the momentum. The only good part of this game was, like, that first 30-ish minutes of the first half, where we scored our 2 goals and we seemed to be cruising along, and then they scored, and man, we just go into a hole, and we're a shell of what we were in those 30 minutes, or it might have been less. And like, those are the only good parts of the game. And we've had so many games where we played okay for like a quarter of the game, and then shut off the rest of the game. We're lucky we won this one, but it's also against Copenhagen.
It's inferior opponent. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's the point where we're at in the season too, is that teams know they don't have to create an abundance of chances against it. I mean, like, you look at Copenhagen, they created just as many big chances as we created in the match. And I mean, they got their 1 goal. There really wasn't a chance for a second one. There wasn't, like, they didn't have this glaring opportunity, but most teams do have a couple, 2, 3, 4 glaring opportunities during a match, because like you said, we're going to switch off. Our defense is going to capitulate at some point. We all know that. Goalkeeper, not so much anymore now that Bob's not in goal, but Jurgensen still is average. He's not great. I mean, let's be honest. So it's one of those things. It's like, we're to the point where if another team gets 5 shots and puts 2 on target, they might have 2 goals in a match, and then we might not score, or we might score 1. It doesn't take a lot. So it sucks. Our defense sucks. And I don't know. And people think Fofana's coming back is going to fix it. I don't think it's going to fix it. I
just can't even fix his leg. Sorry, that was stupid. Think he's going to fix the defense? He can't even fix his leg.
That's a good line. That's
I like stupid. That. It's really dumb.
I like that. It's a good line. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't like, Fofana was okay in the first half of the season. He wasn't like this stalwart back there that I was like every time, you know, like, he wasn't somebody that like I trusted 100%. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference. We still are gonna concede. Now Gusto's hurt. Don't know how long he's gonna be out for.
We talked about that though. Once he got hurt, we were like, well, Reese out of the midfield and going back to the right back.
Going back to right back. Although Enzo Maresca said that today in his post-match press conference that as soon as he got the Chelsea job, the first thing he did was send Reece James a video of a midfielder and said that he always envisioned him as a midfielder since day 1.
Wow.
And I'm like,
so cool. So cool, Maresca.
Yeah, Tuchel did that. I remember that. So technically, you know, whatever. But
man.
I don't know. It just is what it is at this point with this season. Like, and I mean, the thing you were talking about momentum and letting them back in, like them coming down 2-0 to the Bridge versus them coming down 2-1 to the Bridge is 2 completely different games now. Like 2-0 down, you're like, okay, we have to score in the first half. We got to get a quick goal. So they're going to come out and be very open. So if we could have gotten a quick goal, made it 3-0, you feel like we put it on cruise control and probably win the match pretty easily. But now they're down 2-1. They can be a little more cautious. They can sit in their low block a little longer in the match and make it harder for us to score. And they had the chances when they were playing that way. So it's not like they're not going to have chances again in a week.
Yeah, their game plan doesn't change.
Yeah, it really doesn't. So we have to figure out how to break down a low block again. We're going to break down a low block this weekend again against Leicester. It's just low block after low. And then Arsenal will probably play a low
midfield.
Well, I mean, Arsenal will probably play a low block against us a week from Sunday or a week from Saturday. Whenever we they'll probably
close.
I know. Well, play a freaking low block too, probably. So, F them. So,
yeah,
whatever.
This team lacks an identity. You can see it on the pitch. Like I think it carries through to every player's performance and the confidence that they bring. And it is hard. I think that's another. We just don't have any core identity that we can rally around right now. And I anticipate the exact same thing happening the next game because of that. I haven't. You and I talked about at the beginning of the season, all we wanted to see was progress. We had a pretty good run of games there, that first, third of the season. And then we've gone back.
Christmas came?
And
Christmas came.
Yeah. Freaking Christmas.
Freaking Christmas, man.
Got a bunch of Dewsbury up in our stockings. So anyway, yeah, we've lost whatever momentum we had. I was thinking about this during the game. I was like, we as Chelsea fans, we have this big club mentality. We're a big club. We're like this, powerhouse of a club.
Yeah.
And like, frankly, we just haven't had that identity for 3 years. And I think we're still holding on to like what that was, but we have not been that club in 3 seasons, especially since 2021. So maybe a little bit longer. Even like at the very end of Tuchel, that's the season that we won the Champions League. And like, we just cannot depend on what we used to be able to depend on, like the identity, the core drive, the fire, playing for the badge, the momentum. We can't depend on that to carry us through games anymore because this team doesn't have any of those attributes. Right. And it's really sad that it's really sad to be talking about this way on a 2-1 win. But like letting in that goal at the end, and it does speak to our belief that we have in the team, the belief they have in themselves, like the lack of probably that we can't depend on them. We're worried after having won going into the second leg at home against Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Like we're worried now. So anyway, I try to tie it back to what my thought process there. I was kind of workshopping it as I went, but like, it just is sad that now we're like, well, hopefully we can survive the second leg because we didn't play with any confidence in any way that would give us confidence to think that we're just going to hit this out of the park. And maybe in the group stages, we were flying pretty high. We like coasted through the group stages, and now we're not even playing like that big of competition.
No,
but maybe maybe Copenhagen and teams like them are really our competition. And that's where the big mentality comes in. We think we're better than this team. And really we're competitive with this team.
Yeah.
And that's a weird place to be in, but I don't think many Chelsea fans have accepted that about this version of Chelsea at the moment. And I do think we're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. I still think we're one of the best clubs in the world. We clearly don't care to use that to leverage things like sponsorships on our shirts. But like, I still do think that we are a big club. We're just not playing like one. Yeah. And I don't know if we can with this team. So,
yeah. And I mean, I think the big thing too is that you look at it, like our owners don't want us to be necessarily a big club. They want us to just be a mid-table club that flips profit. So that's what they want. That's what they're getting. And I mean, the reason, like, on paper, we should walk the Conference League is strictly because of our depth, which, like when we're bringing Sancho in, and we're bringing Enzo off the bench, like we're bringing good players off the bench. And so, like, that is the sole reason we should walk the Conference League is strictly because of our depth, but at the same time, are we going to play that good? I don't know. I don't have faith that we're going to win the Conference League with the way we're playing right now. I don't think we will win the Conference League if we keep this trajectory. So, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Chelsea,
title of the podcast.
Yep. It is what it is. Chelsea went 2-1. So on to the weekend for Leicester. Get to make predictions for that. Oh, Caicedo. So here's my question to you. This is the only question I'll ask you about the Leicester match this weekend. Caicedo, 1 yellow card away from being suspended for the next match. Next match, Arsenal. Do you play Caicedo this match?
No.
I'm with you. I don't play him either.
No, hell no.
Hell no. Like, I don't know. I guess we put Chalobah at right. No, we put Josh at right back.
Yes.
We put Reece and Enzo in the midfield with Palmer in front of them. We jumble together some other center backs and Cucurella on the left. I think that's how you can't lose Caicedo for the biggest match.
Yes.
Of this so far of this second half of the season or the last half of the season.
Yes. If Maresca, dude, that was a great question. That was very insightful. I really appreciated that. That's the kind of analytical stuff, vibes-based analytics we bring on Red, White, and Blues. No, but that was a really good question. I Yeah, if Maresca plays him, I'm going to be really upset. Yeah, like Leicester's bottom of the table.
Yeah,
we should be winning this on paper.
On paper,
he's experimenting with James in the middle. Let's just keep the experiment going. Like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing another Copenhagen technically.
Yep.
Like I know the Premier League is the Premier League. Anybody in the Premier League could win on their day. Like which is why the Premier League is really fun right now because anybody
so
can win.
fun. Right.
The problem is I'd rather be a Liverpool-esque type of force in the Premier League right now than when we are competing with the other 10 teams below third for third. But I do think if you are going to leave Caicedo out and you have to leave him out, this is fortuitous that this is the game. Before the game you want him to play. And I'd rather leave him out. So I would say great question.
Yeah, I'm with you. Caicedo should not play this weekend. I would much rather him there for Arsenal. And I mean, even if it meant we lose to Leicester, I don't care. Because I'd rather beat Arsenal and lose to Leicester.
Yeah,
and I think Caicedo gives us a bigger chance to beat Arsenal. So
that's your second best question of the night. Would you rather lose to Leicester if it meant you were going to beat Arsenal?
Right. I would much rather
absolutely.
Absolutely, 100%.
We're so used to losing at this point. I'll take that disappointment just to win.
We'll take another angry podcast on this Monday. If then the following Monday we get to have a gloating podcast over how shit Arsenal is and how they bottled the leaf like the third or fourth year in a row, and we get to just continually harp on that. So,
and if we can help them bottle the league, then that is what we will do. I am 100% on board with that.
Yep, I am too. Well. You got anything else you want to add? Oh, prediction for the prediction. All right.
I got mine too.
Okay, got it. All right. 3, 2, 1. 3-2 Chelsea.
3-1
Chelsea. Oh, you almost went. I was going 3-1 until I was like, wait, Maresca doesn't play Caicedo. Then we're screwed.
I think it's the same. Yeah, so you went 3-2, I went 3-1. We flipped that a while back with I can't remember, a couple games back. But yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah, 3-2 is probably the better
3-2, 3-1.
better prediction.
It just depends on if he plays. If he plays Caicedo, I feel a lot more confident in your score. If Caicedo doesn't start, I feel a lot more confident in my score.
Well, I don't want to play Caicedo, so therefore I'm rooting for you to take the lead in the predictions. Season. Daniel and I are currently tied. This has been a way better prediction season than the last season.
It was a runaway.
We're both at 5, I think, 4 or 5. So
I know neither one of us got this match right. I know we predicted. I think we predicted 4-1. I believe is our prediction for this match.
Yeah, we predicted the same one. Yeah, so it's nice to be separate.
It is. All right. So, just I guess tell people where they can find us, Jason.
Yo, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we're on Substack. Daniel writes amazing things on all the things. One day I'll help him. But we made it easy for you to find us because we're the same name, we're the same handle in the speak of the social media ease. We're the same handle on all of the platforms. You can find us at Red White Blues FC.
Right down there. And you can also listen to us on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast at. And we are also on YouTube. So like, subscribe, follow, comment in the comment section down below. Do whatever you're supposed to do. I don't know. So just have fun with it. I don't know. That's about it. So until next time, we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
It is what it is. Flippity floppity.